And welcome back to the Morning Brew. The stars are in the house. I've been calling them that all morning. We have a special guest, head coach of the Springwood Wildcats girls team, Rick Johnson. How you doing?
Good, Kevin. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Great.
Rick is also the headmaster at Springwood. And we have Fantasy Hammett. I got it right now.
Garrett Hammett.
Garrett Hammett. Fantasy Garrett Hammett. Okay. Two of the star players. And we have Tasia. I said it right.
Yeah, you did.
Tasia Hammett.
Tall Tasia.
Tall Tasia, fast fantasy. That's what they told me there. Wow. 30-0.
Yes, sir.
Perfect season. AISA championship. I'm going to ask all of you this question. What start with you, Coach. What does that mean that you have accomplished this goal? Well, I don't know if it was a goal, but just tell us what this actually means to you.
Well, thanks for having us on the show,
Yes,
too,
sir.
Kevin. We appreciate it. But I think the thing that comes to my mind, and the girls can talk about it too, but we didn't consider ourselves to be perfect. And I think that was a real motivation for us, even as the pressure of an undefeated season. We were talking about it before we came on air, of, you know, the 20 wins, the 21 wins, the 22 wins, and that pressure starts to mount. And I think we kept coming back to, we knew we weren't perfect, and it was about, we want to improve. And Fantasy and Tasia both had a real part in that. You know, they're two of our best players. They are the two best players on our team.
Sister.
And but they rallied the other girls around them, that we come to practice, we work hard, we're committed to improving, and then we evaluate. And we knew coming away from some of the games that we won that there was room for improvement. So that was an important part. I think the other part was 6 years ago, the Springwood Lady Wildcats were winless. And
Wow.
And when you think of it in those terms, obviously the undefeated season brings a whole different connotation to it. But it's just been a gradual process of us improving. My first year, which was 4 years ago, we had 2 wins. And, you know, tough times, and not a lot of people excited about it, not cheering and those kind of things. But just to see that progression has been, you know, it's been very rewarding.
Great.
And you just love to see that kind of commitment from young people. It gives you hope
Exactly.
that there are people out there that can, when they decide, they can make an impact, and you can see that. So that's what it means to me.
That's what it means to you. Okay. Has it even sunk into you guys that you were 30-0? Well, I'm fantasy. Has it even sunk into you? Is it a big deal? I know it's a big deal, but do you really know what you've done, what you've been a part of?
That was my last high school game with my family, so it kind of sunk in like halftime, and I was like, okay, well, we got to get to it. And just Coach Johnson told us, don't lose the last one. And I kept that in my head every single game. Don't lose it, don't lose it. So
have you had to sign any autographs or anything yet? Not
no,
yet?
sir.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll get your autograph for you. All right, how about that? What did it mean to you? Has it sunk into you that you completed a perfect season with a state championship?
It didn't sink in till like the day after.
Okay.
Once I realized this is my last high school game with my sister.
Right.
But I get another shot at it next year.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, you take the opportunity that is first given to you.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day it really sunk into me, and
All right, okay. Now, you said that was your last game playing with your sister. And this may be a crazy question, did you get overly emotional? Or
As Fantasy got taken out of the game in like the last minute of the fourth quarter, and I was at the free throw line, and I look over, and she's crying, she's hugging people, and I'm like, okay, I can do this 2 ways. I can cry with her, or either I can be happy and be there for her. So I chose the second option. I wasn't very emotional, so I was happy, and I was there for her and told her that we'll get together again, probably.
now, how long have you been playing together? Can you remember that?
Since I was
3rd grade for me. So
no
8.
no rec, started a rec. So since we were like 4 and she played up and she was 3, I guess.
When she was 3,
Yeah.
playing up. at
That's when
3.
she was crying.
So we had to stay on this. We had to stay together. We had to stay together. So.
Wow. Can you tell us what Coach Johnson has meant to you guys during this process right here? Fantasy, I'll let you.
He's been a big like impact on our life. Like he's a perfect role model to like follow Christ and just get it done. And he tells us like to dream bigger than our fears. And I think we did that. And that's part of like the key to our season, that we dreamed, but we didn't like let it rattle us. Like we didn't let no team rattle us. So.
Okay. And I hear you guys are really good. But you had to have a good coach too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, so you said something about Christ. Tell us a little bit about Springwood and the relationship and the things that you teach that are Christian related at the school. How does that?
Well, the mission of the school is to impact students, and of course I look at it to impact families, because they're engaging in the process with their children in their mind, body, and spirit. And I don't think you could get any closer to some of the principles that are in Scripture.
Right.
In Luke, it talks about Jesus increased in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. So he had the wisdom and the knowledge, the stature of that wasn't his height,
Right.
though we don't mind them being tall, as we
It
talk about Taltasia. But it's the development of your person and so forth. And so I tell parents all the time that we're providing great academic education. Our students are going to the colleges that they choose to go to. We are doing it in a disciplined environment, but fun. I think the one thing I really stress to parents is I think there's an element of discipline at our school, but our kids are enjoying being there. And I think there's a balance that you have to strike today. We're not a military institute,
Right.
And I think students come with a excitement about being at school. Not every day, but there's a feeling of wanting to be there. And then lastly, just challenging people to think spiritually. And we know people, it's a choice, as
Right.
it's a choice that people make each day.
Right.
Of, do I want to have the principles of Christ in my life that we get from the Bible, and do I want to apply them
Right.
when I come in contact with whatever situation I'm in? And we use that throughout the year, just talking about that helped us with the perfect thing, that we're not perfect, and we're not perfect basketball players, and we're certainly not perfect people, but we're striving. We're seeking improvement. And then challenging those around us. I thought that was a real impact that Tasia and Fantasy both had on our team. Was, okay, here's your 2 best players, scoring the most, getting the most rebounds, blocking the most shots, and yet a drive to be better. So that player that wasn't scoring the most or
Right.
getting the most rebounds couldn't say, well, I'm better than that. So continually trying to improve in our spiritual walk as well.
Okay. Now I ask you this because you're the senior Fantasy. How hard was it to get other players involved? Basketball is a team game. Okay, you see your sister over there, and you want your sister to be involved. You want to probably give her the most shots, the most passes, or whatnot. How did you downplay that so that you could get your other teammates involved?
My teammates are they cooperate very well. They listen to what I have to say, and I think they execute it very well. It wasn't that hard getting everybody involved because, like I said, we're family, so it was easy to talk to them about anything and go to them about anything that I felt like I should talk to them about.
Okay, all right. Now, Tasia, tell us, where did you develop your basketball skill? Well, both of you probably can answer this question, but I'll let you answer it. where did you develop your basketball skills? Who taught you? And you know who you got to give a shout out to. So I'm just setting you up for that.
Well, I don't know. My conditioning, goes to my mom, Tesca, and then my skill-wise probably goes to Vacher. But I would have to give it to travel ball. School ball helped me a lot, but you know, travel ball is where the competition is. You meet new people around the world. You never know what they're going to do and stuff. So I give where I learned my skills to travel ball, probably.
Travel balls, just over and over again. Do you ever get tired of basketball?
Nah, because it's a lifestyle now, I guess you could say.
It's like vacation.
Vacation.
Every weekend in
Every
the summer.
weekend.
Come to a different place.
So you like to travel?
Yeah, I like to travel.
As long as basketball is a part of the travel, right?
Okay, so you take away basketball,
You didn't
Probably not
go
gonna
there
like
for
it.
nothing.
gotcha, okay. Now, during the season, okay, and you probably can't really go back and reflect on this, but as the wins kept growing and growing and growing, were you guys becoming more nervous or you were becoming more confident?
Well, we had a meeting about the pressure of the season, how will we approach being an undefeated team, and I think we approached it great since we ended undefeated, but we just took it one game at a time. We didn't rush it. We didn't think ahead. We just played every minute we had to.
Every minute. People have played basketball for years and years and years, and they've never, ever accomplished what you guys have accomplished. And you're right here in our backyard, and that's just incredible. So, Coach, next year, what's next?
Well, we are trying to, similar to during the season, we would tell the players to make sure and enjoy the moment. I think fantasy really touched on something there that was a part. Our team theme, we choose a word every year, was together.
Together.
And they did. They stayed together all year. We had no significant people, get upset about, you talked about getting the teammates involved, and she was right. Everybody was, it's a great group. It's hard because, as you said, people having been involved in sports for a long time, chance of playing on a team that, the flow is there, the energy's there, the talent's there, and you keep everybody in check, so to speak, from the ego standpoint.
Right.
I thought was, outstanding, really outstanding. So we want to enjoy the moment. We've got school to finish. We've got to get a couple of them graduated. Fantasy's playing in the All-Star game.
Awesome.
Tomorrow night down at Huntington College in Montgomery. And so we want to go ahead and process through finishing the season. We're still, the games are over, but try to finish that season. And then we'll meet with the team in April and the returners. And we've got a good group coming back, led by Tasia, will be one of the senior leaders next year.
Look at there.
And we'll have to start that process. We do, we fit in between the summer travel ball. We also do some camps, and last year took a trip to Florida and played several games down there. And then we'll start our journey again, not trying to make it one season that runs 2 years. We're done with this season. It's a volume in the 30 years of coaching that I've had. It's a volume on the on the bookshelf, so to speak. And we'll start a new book next year. But I will tell you, and I've told the people down in Columbus when we were down on their station, we'll do our best to be ready, and we want to be worthy opponents to anybody that we play. And so we'll put our work in and be committed to it, and take another shot at it.
Will any pressure be on you to lead next year?
I don't think so. I really don't look at myself as a leader, because regularly I usually go to people, or either they come to me when I wasn't the leader. So to me, I'm just another person on the team who has good advice if you need it. So not really.
I think that's called a spirit of humility. That's commendable. What's next for fantasy after you graduate from high school?
I continue playing basketball in college. I haven't decided on where I want to go yet, but I'm just going to wait it out and enjoy my 30-0 season.
30-0. Y'all have any shirts, anything made? Y'all get any shirts?
Our like moms have these shirts say like crazy cat ladies. So I mean.
Okay.
That we are in discussions about, on my desk back at school, there's a catalog with rings. And there's some conversations about what kind of rings we're going to get. So,
Okay.
you know, it's interesting that you asked about T-shirts. T-shirts pretty reasonable price. Rings get a little more expensive. So, but you know, a state championship, first time in 23 years for a girls basketball team to win a state championship at Springwood, and the first state championship in any varsity athletic competition in 14 years.
Okay.
So it's well worth recognizing and honoring, and then the undefeated piece, first undefeated team in the school's history in basketball. So great, you know, great accomplishment. We're very thankful for, and again, coming back to the, you know, principles that we try to teach, that I've told them. We had the assembly at the school, told all the students. You know, God gave us the opportunity.
Yes, He did.
We've put in work, but He allowed us to put in the work. We put in the time. He provided the time. The blood, sweat, and tears. While it's something that we had to do, it was, the opportunity was provided by the Lord, and so we give glory to Him, and certainly the talents and abilities that He's blessed these two girls with, as well as their teammates, and that makes that's worth a ring.
Every day, any day. Wow. Well, awesome that you guys came to be a guest on the Morning Brew.
Thank you for having us.
Coach Rick Johnson, congratulations.
Thank you.
Fantasy, congratulations. Let's see.
She got a long arm.
Congratulations on a perfect 30-0 season. That's just awesome. And thank you guys for dropping by and talking with us. And we expect more great things out of you in the near future, and same with you, Coach Rick Johnson.